This is a Fatal 4 podcast.
Welcome to this post-show special edition of Didn't Get All of It. Today we'll be talking about Forbidden Door 2024. And any Forbidden Door that goes beyond this won't rhyme quite as nice as Forbidden Door 2024. But I am not alone. We have a Fatal 4 of sorts. I say this is the all-star team. Joining me, as always, to my virtual left, since we've been doing the podcast together, we have one Kaz Willer.
That's me.
And now, since he's been hanging out or whatever, he's to my virtual right. We have one Will Housel.
Is this where we talk about Jordan Grace versus the NXT mid-card?
Yes, this is exactly where we do that.
Okay, cool.
And also, the most precious boy in all professional wrestling podcasts of all time, Pro Wrestling Noah.
Hi, it's me. This is like the Forbidden Door of podcasts where superstars from Didn't Get All of It podcast and Didn't Get All of It Japan meet for one night to compete for brand supremacy.
Yes.
That's what this is, right?
The one time a year that these two things can touch.
Yeah.
This is like Noah invading New Japan.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh no, it is. Well, gentle people, we have a lengthy card here, and it's granted that we're taking a Monday night during a lengthy episode of Monday Night Raw to record this, but as ever present by their absence, one Cody Carlson could not be here because he is currently attending Monday Night Raw, and Paul is doing Paul things on his Monday night.
He's on assignment.
Yes. And with that said, you want to talk about the pre-show?
Yeah, let's knock it out real quick.
Pre-show was like almost its own pay-per-view.
It was. There were 5 matches on the pre-show.
I didn't even know the bonus match was happening. Like, I tuned in like in the beginning of the tag match, and then not until I went on Twitter, I'm like, oh, there's a whole other match.
Yeah, we got a whole extra match, kind of like when they used to do that with like old Attitude Era pay-per-views. You get like just a random D'Lo Brown and Al Snow match.
Yeah. So 5 matches on the pre-show started at 5:30 Central Time, I believe. But the first match to start the show was Kyle Fletcher coming out in some sporty, I guess, lucha or Japanese-inspired masked outfit.
It was the outfit. Sorry to cut you off. It was the outfit he wore in Mexico when he lost the ROH TV title to Teton. No, not Teton. I'm sorry, Atlantis Jr.
Yes, so I was going to bring that up as well. He was just in CMLL, and he, as Will said, lost his title. So he wore the clothes that he lost in to face another masked wrestler, Serpentico of the Spanish Announce Project. And this match was kind of one and done or whatever. So it was like 3 minutes and 10 seconds. It was in and out of there, which would lead us into, I mean, unless anyone else had any thoughts on it, because I doubt if anybody else saw it.
I saw it. It just was, there was nothing to say. It's just a squash.
Mm-hmm.
I miss Chaos Project. That's my comments on this match.
Well, I'm glad someone does.
Well, Luther's on TV every week, so there's some okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, the current Luther is fun, but it's not Chaos Project.
Word. But we can mosey right on to our 4-way tag team match featuring the Kings of the Black Throne, which consists of Malachi Black and Brody King, who also squared off against Tomohiro Ishii and Kyle O'Reilly, who went up against Roderick Strong and Gabe Kidd, who went up against Private Party.
Oh my God, is that Private Party?
Your assumption would be correct. I saw the entrances to this match, and that was it.
I didn't see the entrances. I saw everything else, so that's a fair trade.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing on this that Gato was out there, and
yeah, he was.
I did not see Gato whatsoever
Because he's short.
He was in his little hat and his jacket.
I don't know how I missed it, but
Oi!
I mean, him and Kid just cursing up a storm.
Yeah, shout out to Gato though, because he is like the originator of one of the black professional wrestlers' favorite wrestling move, the flatliner.
The Gato community.
Yes, correct. Any thoughts on this? Because like I said, I didn't even see it.
I mean, it's what you'd expect. Just a bunch of nonsense. Mm-hmm. Get people in the card, do your spots.
Mm-hmm. How would you rate Tomohiro Ishii's performance? Because I am only asking because we have one Cordy Carlson that's not here who had a complaint about this show that why are there so many New Japan professional wrestlers on this card that are over 40?
Was there that many?
What did we count last night? 5?
I mean, there's a lot under, but there's a lot over. I mean, you have Tomohiro Ishii being one, and I'll keep a tally and I'll keep a tally as we move along.
I probably counted myself,
but it was just Ishii being Ishii. It was getting, it's a tag match where he can just kind of get his stuff in and not have to be stretched too thin.
Mm-hmm.
Which was basically everybody in the match. It was just get your shit in.
Yeah,
there was one spot where we almost had it looked like we almost had another Brody die in AEW.
Jesus Christ! Wow.
Tell me more. I missed it.
You missed the spot. I think it was a power bomb, wasn't it?
I'm trying to remember what spot you're talking about.
The one where somebody almost died, according to him.
Well, yeah, Brody got dropped right on his neck, basically.
Okay, I think I vaguely remember this. Sorry, I was counting how many. There's a total of 3 guys over 40 from New Japan proper, and Shingo is only 41 if you're counting him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he was complaining about them having prominent spots on the card, and they just like knees being held together by paper clips.
Well, he should probably hold my balls. Never mind. Go on.
The problem is all the stars are either very young or very old. There's not a lot of guys in between right now. Mm-hmm. All the guys in between went to AEW.
Yeah, which Yoda Tsuji had comments on, but I digress. We'll get to that later. But I mean, nothing more to say about this because I don't have any thoughts.
That's basically the pre-show. Nothing more to say about this. A lot of cool stuff. That's about it.
Yeah, let's mosey on through. We got Willow Nightingale tagging with Tam Nakano and Chris Statlander with Momo Watanabe.
Yes.
So, thoughts on this match? I've seen vague glimpses of it or whatever, but I didn't get to see a full serving size.
I really enjoyed it because I'm the Stardom guy, and getting to see Tam and Momo on the show was really fun for me, just as a spectacle of it. But actually getting to see them do a lot of their big stuff on a big stage was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Especially Tam and Momo. The last couple of years, they've been pretty prominent, like not necessarily in the main events, but semi-mains and things like that. Seeing them get, especially being the people who got the pinfall in the finish, really, it just made me happy because I want more Stardom over here.
Mm-hmm. But you may be getting that. Will, had any thoughts on this?
No, I mean it was cool to see them do their spots, get their stuff in. Shout out to all my queens in this match.
Yes, queen.
Yeah. I can say that whenever we do, I think I was talking about it on the watch along last night. Next month, I'm going to try and do some Stardom stuff, and both of them are going to be pretty prominent in that, I think.
Very well, and I look forward to do some research and homework for Didn't Get All of It Japan. And if you want to join us when we do our research and our homework and all this stuff, you can be a part of our Patreon by going to patreon.com/Fatal4Pod. That's FOUR. For $3 a month, you get exclusive access to our Discord and bonus episodes and, just cool, fun things.
Ad-free
episodes. You're right. I mean, I wouldn't be crazy to admit such a thing, but ad-free episodes because you'll get some ads in here, and we'll start with our first break after the pre-show is covered. Yeah. So Noah, did you see this match?
I did, and yeah, I mean, it was fine. I mean, I feel like none of these pre-show matches really did anything extraordinary per se, but I did think it was smart to have both of the Stardom stars pin each other instead of having the decision or the finish be related to Willow or Chris. So
yeah, because they got some stuff coming up in the future.
Oh yeah.
And it was one of those things which I think is a big thing on this show entirely is these were kind of the middle grounds of a lot of different feuds tonight.
Yeah. All right, and next we would have our first match in the first round of the Women's Owen Hart tournament. We have Timeless. I see Timeless Toni Storm here, but we have Mariah May accompanied by Timeless Toni Storm and Luther, and she went up against Saraya, right?
Yes. Shout out for letting the lesbian character beat up the turf.
What? All right.
If you know, you know.
I don't, so I don't. But this was fun. Mariah May is a standout performer, and I really enjoyed it. So what did we think of Saraya's performance? Because I mean, we've been poo-pooing on her a lot. I mean, except for Paul, because Paul loves her. But like, what do we think of her performance in this match?
I feel like she still works like she's working like main event tapings against Emma.
Word.
Like, it's very, I'm working the TV. I'm not working for the crowd. I'm not working for anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. She hasn't done much for me. Not saying it that way. But I'm saying in a way it's like, I haven't really enjoyed anything besides her debut because I was there. I'm like, oh, this is cool. But that's really about it. It peaked there.
Yeah. I mean, it was an inefficient match, but it wasn't nothing that I was kind of excited for. I mean, the only thing that was keeping my interest was Mariah May, who is a standout performer.
Right. Every time I would see Saraya work, I just feel like I'm falling in reverse.
You're going into the sunken place.
Nope.
Sure. Are you excited for her versus Natty at All In?
Come on, don't say that. Don't say that.
Oh, no, I'm not.
I don't know. But I mean, you know what's going to be interesting going forward? There is a lot of female talent going through the new Heart Dungeon that Natty and TJ has started or whatever. And I'm excited to see what prospects come out of that.
Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of people in general that have been training down there recently.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Joe Hendry was there not too long ago.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like it's kind of... I missed it. I apologize. But yeah, they've been doing a lot down there. That seems like it's kind of become the place to go.
Mm-hmm.
Better than the other pedophiles going forward is. So
many to comment on. Noah, you had any thoughts?
Not really. this
you didn't watch the pre-show, did you?
I had the pre-show on.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, nobody thinks, it's just a pre-show. Ain't nothing of consequence here. But it's professional wrestlers doing professional wrestling. We're professional wrestling fans. Why are we watching professional wrestling?
Fun stuff. There was fun stuff on the pre-show.
I will say I did. My attention was like kind of snapped forward for this next match we're about to talk about.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a trios match. We have the Lucha Brothers featuring Mystico. And we have them going up against Will. Would you like to say this? Because I mess up the pronunciation, and I like how it rolls off your tongue.
Should I just do the roll call?
Yes, please.
Hiromu! Yota! Titan! Los Ingobernables! Del Japón!
Thank you.
Awesome.
So they had this match, and I got to see my favorite, Yota Tsuji and Titan.
He didn't do a gene breaker.
I know. But I mean, hey man, I'll take what I can get. Yota Tsuji's on my screen, I'm happy. Titan was there too, two of my favorites. And Hiromu was acting the ass. Did you see the promo work prior to this pay-per-view?
Oh, were you so excited to work Mystico?
Yes. Hearing him speak that well of English and just like the excitement and joy in his voice, or even like scared paranoia type shit. It was great.
Yeah, because I think Hiromu was there when Mystico had already left. I think. If I remember correctly.
When Hiromu did his excursion.
Yeah, I think Mystico had already left, hadn't he?
No, I think Mystico came back at that time.
There's so many Mysticos.
Yeah. Also, which Mystico came back? Yes.
Well, Mystico proper.
Okay.
Miss Disease when he was still that.
Charistico or whichever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Drilistico and then Tic-Tac-Toe, a whole bunch of stuff.
But yeah, this match ruled.
Good lucha things.
Yes.
All the good lucha things.
Yeah, and it's crazy because like you have the Lucha Brothers and Mystico, and then you have all the members of LIJ who predominantly went on their excursions in Mexico, especially Teton because he's from Mexico. So it's just like to see this group of people doing all the lucha things.
I'm convinced Rocky Romero could make world peace if he really tried.
It sure seems like it because I think something that we didn't really talk about is the Lucha Brothers and Mystico aren't necessarily working for the same company.
Yeah. Well, so that was did you see the post-match interview with Mystico and the Lucha Brothers?
I did, yes.
No, tell me more.
Mystico challenged Penta to a match in Arena Mexico.
Oh, that's wild.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because it was like a thing, because like there was like this big rift because of AAA and CMLL, right?
See.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's like how you're saying this is a wild occurrence for these guys to be doing stuff like this. And it was like a big thing with Rush and Bandido and all those other guys too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because supposedly Rush wasn't allowed to be on the show.
That's why they did the MJF match.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which is why all of this is just weird. All the stuff between CMLL and AAA, I don't know what to make of.
Well, Conan needs to book more Alberto El Patron versus Nick Nemeth matches. He does not care. He does not care about making money.
Let's not do that.
Well, too bad he actually is. So
I know I seen it. I'm sad.
Yeah, we did. B-Rob, we got your favorite Teton move, the satellite DDT.
I love
multiple times.
Hell yeah! Well, one was countered, but the other one got stuck, and I loved it. Yeah, I mean Teton and Yoda Tsuji. I mean, boy, and then you throw Hiromu on. That's like sprinkles in a cherry on top. I enjoy the shit out of those guys. Noah, what did you think?
I liked it. Lots of good.
I liked it.
Lots of really good lucha shit as we've covered. But I had never seen Teton, and I feel Teton really stuck out for me. I mean, like of course he's good at lucha shit, but I think also he has like a really intense energy about him that I thought was conveyed well. Mm-hmm. I hope that they have him show up here more. Like
Noah, and if they don't, I am willing to sit with you in the Discord and we can watch Teton matches.
Yes.
And or we can watch Hard Gay's Razor Ramon matches.
Let's not do that.
Mm-hmm. We can do both.
You can fill Noah on that later. But that was pretty much the pre-show. Like I said, it was a pay-per-view in itself almost. But with that being said, before we get into the main card, we're going to take a quick little break and then we'll be right back.
And we're back. Gonna talk about this main card here for AEW Forbidden Door 2024. And the first match kicking us off here was MJF versus the Sorcerer, Hechicero.
Much like today's holiday, Bobby Mania Day, I would like MJF's contract to be deferred, and I don't want to see him on my TV anymore.
What?
I don't like MJF.
Oh.
What? Really? Like this version of MJF or just in general?
I don't like I was willing to give this version a chance, but I don't know. It's just not clicking for me anymore.
Oh no.
Huh.
You don't like Triple MJF?
No. He's just, I don't know. It's just like he's trying. I'll give him that. He's trying new stuff, but it's still just not clicking for me. And I feel like he's whenever next time he shows up on TV, I'm assuming probably in a feud with Garcia or Ospreay, he's probably going to make some racist ass jokes or something and laugh it off. And I don't know. It's just doesn't click for me. I don't know.
Okay.
But you guys, I'm sure you guys enjoyed this a lot more than I did.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I'm a big fan of Hechicero.
Yes, we all love Hechicero.
Yeah, the very little we've seen of him on AEW, I'm still a very big fan. He's so big, and he does lucha stuff,
Hechicero.
But also like all of his technical holds are so unique and cool.
Mm-hmm.
I can't help but be mesmerized by Hechicero whenever
and
he
it's
wrestles.
Wild because prior to this match, you know, I don't know how many days prior it was, but him and Zack Sabre Jr. had a match, and he tapped out Zack Sabre Jr.
Holy shit!
Wild shit.
Where was that?
CMLL.
CMLL. I think it was the same show that Kyle Fletcher lost his title.
He did, and Chris Jericho attacked Mystico.
Yes, in a Mystico mask.
Wild.
Because he has one trick.
Who is this masked large white man?
Yes, that resembles Chris Jericho with all his tattoos.
But as long as he's in CMLL and not here. But we'll get to that. But no, this I really enjoyed. You know, I'm a big technical wrestling guy. So Hechicero checks all the boxes. Yeah. And I'm definitely going to have to track down the Zack Sabre match, which they just also announced that they're doing a rematch.
Yeah, rematch in
August in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have, you know, I mean MJF, you know, hasn't been perfect since he got back, but it hasn't really bothered me that much.
It seems like he's retreading himself and everything.
A little
like
bit.
he has no purpose at the moment.
Yeah, well, because he's not in any actual feud yet. I think, you know, once you start getting him, in the swing of things, I think that'll change.
Mm-hmm. But that's how it is. I mean, can we talk about AEW's bloated roster, or just
it depends how you want to look at it.
Yeah, well, tell me more.
Well, okay, so I guess we can kind of talk about. Well, I don't know. This is double dipping into the main show, which I will do. I do not care. I'm not on that show. Mm-hmm. There's a report today about Mansoor and Mansoor Mase. MXM getting deals today. And there was the complaint about how bloated the roster is. But then when you actually look at the tag division, there ain't shit.
Nah, you're right.
There ain't fucking shit. Everyone's either in the trios division or injured.
Which is such a shame because I felt like when Private Party came back, I was like, "Oh man, AEW Tag Team Wrestling's back, baby!" And then that didn't happen.
They're gonna feud with the Learning Tree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like a lot of the rosters. It is a little stacked, a little too much. But I also think they've spread it out enough where someone comes back. Oh my god, this is so cool! He's back. Or it's like you could just put him in ROH if you really needed to. Because a lot of guys are still getting their reps in ROH.
Yeah, and that was the thing that I was going to bring up. I mean, they're hidden behind the paywall that is ROH. It's like their Patreon. You know? Because like you're not seeing it unless you're paying for it.
Yeah, right. Apparently Kyle Fletcher and who's it, Sean Dean? No. Who was it? One of them. He apparently had was it one of the, I might be pulling a racism. Hold on. Who's the guy that's married to that's guy?
Oh, Shotty Lee.
Yeah, Lee Johnson. Yeah, okay, I did a racism. Apparently, like Lee Johnson and Kyle Fletcher had like a banger of a match.
Yeah, they did.
You watched it?
Some of that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I seen some of it. I didn't watch all of it.
Okay,
but he did like a diving.
I saw that clip. I'm like, that's incredible.
Outside. Yeah.
Right. So it's like, okay, maybe you bring him up one night, like see how that works out. Because it's like, I mean, you got the 3 shows on TV. They're clearly like rotating guys in and out too. So it's like The other night they had OC against the Outrunners. It's like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, because the Outrunners had a on-standing feud with the infantry.
Right.
Or whatever. Which you'll never know about because it was all encased in the ROH paywall.
So what I'm saying is we should bring back Dark.
Or Rampage can double.
Does Rampage really deserve 2 hours?
They can make it a Max exclusive.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we've been saying that for years, right? But like when I say that double Rampage, it reminds me of like the thing that's going around like at conventions and all that other stuff. He's like, do you want to keep Rampage an hour or do you want to double it and pass it to someone else?
Pass it to someone else.
Yeah, but I mean, I love Hechicero. More of him on my American television or, I mean, anywhere, period. I mean, I will sort him out because he's that good of a performer. If we don't have any other thoughts on that, leading into our next match, it is a trios match. Is the Elite with Matt and Nick Jackson and Kazuchika Okada going up against the Acclaimed, consisting of Anthony Bowens, Max Caster, and the Scissor Ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi.
I like how barely Tanahashi can walk nowadays.
Yeah. Barely run the ropes. And this is where a lot of Cody's dismay came from. And I kind of side with him on this point because
I get it, but like he's an attraction. I get it. And he should just be stick to tag matches. But it's like,
he should stick to his desk and be president is what he should do.
I don't mind him in tags, but it's like he shouldn't be getting this much time. If he's gonna condense, they gotta condense the time.
He need to condense his knee joints so he can walk.
He needs those stem cells Ray got.
And that's another story too. But like that dude had no knees and now he can do all the things again. Maybe
exactly.
Yeah. But Hiroshi Tanahashi currently right now, nah, fam. Go sit down, son.
And that might be a theme going along with these older guys later.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, this was what you expected it to be. And it was, just the Elite playing the heels the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Okada being just a wonderful dick.
I have a complaint about Okada.
Tell me more.
Okay, this is a justified complaint. This is not just me bitching. Ironically, it's him saying bitch and middle fingers all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was cute the first couple of times, but now it's become his whole character, and I feel like they're flanderizing it already. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I feel like he do it when it's fun, do it when it's needed, but it's like you can't do it every single goddamn week.
I thought it was really funny with the Acclaimed.
Oh no, it was funny.
Max Caster's mic.
Oh no, that was funny. Don't get me wrong, but it's like there's got to be a limit where he's doing it like every week now just to pop the crowd. He has it on a T-shirt, and it's like.
But I mean, that's the thing though. If it's still popping the crowd, then why not do it?
I don't know.
Say that about Chris Jericho though.
Okay, yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, that's
his weird gimmick right now. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I get your plight. I mean, sparingly good, but consistently maybe not so much. But then again, it's like this is a new lease on life for Okada, so it's like
sure, no, yeah, it's
uncharted territory.
Yeah, no, I'm still willing. I'm not like giving up on it immediately, but it's just like in my mind, I feel like you got to tone it down. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's funny as fuck.
Yeah, at the very worst, Okada's getting to have his Nakamura run in WWE. He's just gonna have fun and do something he thinks is funny.
He's gonna low people and have 3-star matches.
Listen, if you think that's not a possibility,
how much does he like to surf?
Yeah, well, so this is a question I have for you or whatever. I mean, obviously, there's an adjustment period still. I mean, this is the Okada that we're going to get right now. Mm-hmm. But do you think we're going to get evolution in Okada and AEW moving forward?
I would like to hope so.
Yeah, I think you have to, especially once Kenny comes back. You got that built in right there,
mm-hmm.
and there's no way they don't.
Any good character should have evolution.
Yeah, because it's a mystery. You never know what happens. But this is the thing too, to where like, I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
I know I'm not. But like, will we see Okada swerve?
I would love that.
That feels like a Continental Classic, say more than anything.
I can see that. Yeah.
So like Swerve has already lost the title and he's back to doing other shit, and this is how we have
Was the World Champion not in last year's tournament?
Don't make me lie to you.
Who was champion last time? Was it MJF or?
It had to have been.
Yeah, MJF.
Because he held it for forever.
Right. Yeah, no, MJF wasn't in that. Yeah, because he was doing his dumb bullshit. Okay, yeah.
But Noah, what did you think of this?
I mean, it was a Young Bucks match, so your mileage may vary on that.
I understand.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like Tanahashi and the Acclaimed all doing the guitar thing was fun.
Yeah.
And I thought the teasing the Rainmaker and then finally getting it off at the end was a good finish. So
that was interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because the amount of matches Tanahashi and Okada have had
65.
at a certain point, it took 3-4 Rainmakers to finish Tanahashi.
Oh,
this time it's
lore I didn't know about.
Yeah, at a certain point, it was just you had to hit multiple Rainmakers.
Tanahashi's also 20 years older now.
Yeah. But they've really protected the Rainmaker since Okada's gotten here. Nobody's kicked out of even one.
As it should.
Yeah, it's very smart. But I thought even doing it against Tanahashi here, I thought was interesting because that's how hard they're protecting this. They're not even going to give you a second one for him.
I mean, you should, though, because, I mean, that man could barely walk to the ring. So, I mean, it would make sense, especially to a first-time viewer, maybe, to like, why is this old man kicking out of this devastating move?
Like, I imagine they're probably saving that kick out for Kenny if he ever comes back. And it's going to get a huge pop. Yeah,
but like, to talk about that, I mean, I'm not opposed to seeing that rematch once again. It would be like their fourth time or something in a one-on-one, maybe.
Kenny, it would be 5.
Yeah, fourth or fifth. But like, when you bring people into the land of AEW, I always think about the matches that could be or whatever. So I'm looking toward other shit, not running back old shit.
That's true.
Well, I guess it's also like a different iteration. I mean, it's like running back Styles and Nakamura. These are different iterations of these characters. So it's not entirely the same.
Yeah, I got you. But if we have no other thoughts on that, we can mosey on to the next match, which was first round qualifier in the men's Owen Hart tournament. It was Bryan Danielson versus Shingo Takagi. Now I will ask you, Noah, since this is maybe your first or so time seeing Shingo, what did you think? I don't like that.
I mean, it was a good match. I don't really remember a ton of like what Takagi did, especially. I was mostly paying attention to Bryan Danielson, honestly.
I mean, he didn't have a match with himself. You had to see the other guy to see.
Yeah. But you
were more worried he actually broke his neck.
Man, he's got to stop doing that. Because honestly, I've started to become numb to it. Like every time it happens now, I'm just like, okay, he's doing this again.
I think that's his thing. I mean, he can't feel this himself.
Dante Martin was doing that all night too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That was funny. We'll talk about that in a moment.
Yeah. But, it's like, it started the way that like most Bryan Danielson matches, like, these days start for me where like it starts off pretty slow, but then like something will happen in the middle that makes me really engaged until the finish. So
yeah. I mean, second longest match on the card, but like it took a while to get it cranked up.
Yeah, it really did.
Like I think these two have a better match in them. But it's kind of like the way I felt about Bryan and Zach, the last one. I felt like it was both of these other, I think, really good matches. I would watch them again in a heartbeat, but I think that there is a better match there.
Yeah. So do you think it's the thing of like the veteran way of doing things to where like, all right, we'll fill this match out just to get a feel for each other, see what we can do, what we can't do. And then the next time around, like you're saying, all right, now we can figure this shit out.
That's so shitty. It's like, do the good match. It's like you're selling this as this big dream match, which it was a dream for me because I dozed off during it, by the way.
Jesus.
It was like
I thought Cody was off tonight.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Sorry, someone had to be the hater tonight. But it's like you presenting like this big dream match, Dragon versus Dragon. And yeah, I get the idea. All right, potentially running back down the road, but it's like, who knows if we ever get there? Danielson says, I'm done after this year. Does Dragon even go back to New Japan? Does Shingo even come back to the US at this point? And it's like, that's just shitty. You're just running this. Okay, you know you have a better match in you, then do the fucking better match.
Well, I mean, we have some other announcements that were made on this show that kind of feed into this conversation, but we'll save that when we get to that point.
Oh, no, Shingo's going to be in the Rainbow in that show. Sorry.
The Rainbow Man show? Yeah. Well, Kaz.
Yes.
Do you have any other thoughts on this match?
No, I think that's about it. I mean, it was fun. You know, like I said, I think there's a better match there, but I enjoyed it and was very happy that even if there isn't another match, I got to see this match once and it was really cool.
Yeah, once in a lifetime, right?
He's definitely wrestled in Dragon Gate before.
Yeah. Well, twice in a lifetime, like The Rock and John Cena.
Yeah.
We did it. Next, we will have the AEW's Women's World Championship on the line. Timeless Toni Storm versus, how do you say it? Because I don't want to be racist.
Mina Shirakawa.
There you go. Because I would have said something else.
You know, when Nigel stood up full mast at the end, crying, I felt that. Because I, too, was the Gooner Club and all of us was crying. Not just because it was a very good match, but also because we got a beautiful ending.
Yes, I think we have told a perfect story in pro wrestling for the first time ever.
For the first time in forever.
This kiss meant more than Elizabeth and Macho Man getting back together.
I'm just glad to see representation.
Yes.
All the rainbow ladies out there.
Noah, have you ever seen the lesbians on Raw?
I don't think I've seen the lesbians on Raw.
Yeah, he hasn't got that far in his view.
We haven't got the hot lesbian action.
I have not.
All right, well, we'll get you up on there one day.
Okay.
But this was so much better. This match was.
Well, if it had Rosie, it'd be good too. But yes, I agree.
There was so much drama.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Did anybody else think that Mariah May was going to choose a side here, or?
I thought it was possible. I
love that she didn't.
It's so much better. She stayed neutral.
Yeah. She got her Tommy Dreamer moment, and everybody's happy.
Mm-hmm.
No, do you understand that reference?
I do not. That's a name I've heard. I don't know what it's referring to.
Well, once you get to 97 ECW, I think is it 97 and 98? Yeah,
that sounds about right. Yeah.
Well, have fun with that, Noah.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought Toni and Mina were both excellent. Mina's had a pretty good hot streak in Stardom as far as match quality, and she just kept it going here. And Toni, like they've shown, she was huge in Stardom for a couple years, and they really drew on that style. And I thought it was excellent.
Yeah, I thought it was a nice touch to where whenever Mariah May had her match earlier in the night, that Toni Storm was ringside wearing an old Stardom jacket that you pointed out to me.
Yeah, I thought that, because I hadn't seen the old ones in so long. I popped for that.
Word. But this is a good match, and like I said, the end result was magnificent. Made Nigel cry, which
a happy ending.
Yes, goo by all.
It was a great end to Pride Month.
Yeah, you're right. But next on the card is Zack Sabre Jr. going up against the man, the myth, the legend, Orange Cassidy.
More representation for Pride Month.
Big twink, little twink.
Yeah.
Twinks. Yes, I hope that wasn't offensive. Anyway, what did we think of this match?
This was fun as hell.
Yes.
Just like, and you can tell. Did Orange Cassidy? Did he come out in a darker shade of denim?
Yes.
And also a black shirt instead of a white shirt.
Yes.
Yeah, he's been doing that when he's serious.
Uh-huh.
That is Blood Orange Cassidy.
Very serious attire for a very.
He has the fire of an ant in him.
Serious black Zack Sabre Jr. But I loved how Zack Sabre Jr. had all of Orange's stuff kind of scouted out, and he started off being like, "Oh, you're gonna put your hands in your pockets, right? Why don't you go ahead and put your hands in your pockets? Then just go ahead and start with the silly stuff." And Orange was like, "No, I'm not gonna." It's a very serious match. I'm here to very seriously wrestle. I'm not going to do any of my shit this early on.
Yeah, and there was like points in the match to where like Zack Sabre Jr. had him in a submission and he was trying to make him put his hands in his pocket. It was great stuff.
Yeah, Zach's always been like, even with goofy stuff, Zach's always very good with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like he can kind of wrestle anybody with that style because he can just do such unique things compared to most other wrestlers. Like, you know, like Hechicero does like the technical stuff, but Zach, he's so what's the word I'm looking for?
The wizard?
No, he is. But he's just so
flexible.
lanky. Yeah, yes. And just there's not many people who can move people into positions the way he does, and it always is so much fun to watch for me. I will watch a Zack Sabre Jr. match any day of the week.
Yeah,
like if you've seen Zack Sabre Jr. just out in the wild, like, you know, you didn't know he was a professional wrestler, what do you think his profession would be?
GameStop manager.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Word. Will, you had any other thoughts on this match?
Nope. They did the good graps. I like the good graps. Good stuff.
Yes. The grappling was had by all. But with that being said, we've reached a good lengthy point in this card. We still have lots to go. So I think we should yeah, for real. We need to take another break, and when we come back, we'll kind of, I guess, hash out the rest of this card here, player. Join us when we come back.
Didn't get all of it and want more of it? Support the show and sign up for the Patreon. For only $3 a month, you'll get exclusive access to Fatal 4 Podcast's Discord, where we hang out all week, chatting all things wrestling, video games, and who knows what. Plus, ad-free episodes of Didn't Get All of It and bonus content that you can't find anywhere else, like extra podcasts from the Fatal 4 and pilot episodes of new shows coming to the Fatal 4 Podcast Network. Your $3 goes a long way in helping keep the show going, so sign up today. That's patreon.com/Fatal4Pod.
And we are back covering the last few matches here on the Forbidden Door card. And next up, I think what we can all agree is everyone's most anticipated match of this card.
B-Rob's favorite match.
Absolutely. Samoa Joe, Hook, and Katsuyori Shibata. Against the learning tree of Chris Jericho and Big Bill, along with their partner from New Japan Pro Wrestling, Jeff Cobb.
See, I like that there's lore to this.
Yeah.
Because remember, Chris Jericho hired Jeff Cobb to beat up Jon Moxley once.
Mm-hmm.
I do love the thing that they did on Dynamite, though, leading into this, where like everyone all night was having like their, oh, I'm going to have my friend show up at Forbidden Door to help me. And then they do video package of, you know, friend from Japan who's going to be there to help them. And then Chris Jericho was like, well, I'm going to have a friend from Japan and it's Minoru Suzuki. And he's like, no, I'm actually not going to be there to help you. Actually, I'm going to kick your ass next week on Dynamite. Chris Jericho's like, wait, what? That's how this is supposed to go. So then they had to get Jeff Cobb. But I did like that element going into this match.
I just like the fact that Chris Jericho can get his ass whipped by Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah, gonna get his chest lit up.
Yeah, well, that won't happen. He's going to retain when Big Bill runs in and boots Minoru in the head.
Yeah. Just
But yeah.
rain on my parade.
Hook still doesn't have a towel.
Yeah.
That's right.
What's up with that?
Mm-hmm. Everybody has towels except for him.
His dad has a towel. He doesn't have a towel.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. No shit. So yeah, I mean, you got Shibata with a towel, you got Joe with a towel, his dad had a towel, and Hook don't have a towel. Or maybe you got to earn it because I mean, he just earned the walkaway spot.
It's like a Taekwondo belt. You gotta.
Does he think he gets like an orange one?
Yeah, and then he gets a green one, and he gets a blue one.
Mm-hmm. So that's how we do that.
This match, I'm sad to report I had a lot of fun with this match. It was in it.
It was not as bad as it should have been.
No, I mean you have a good talent in it. I assume you put something fun together.
I have a confession.
Oh, Chris Jericho's your favorite wrestler? Oh.
I will make you commit seppuku.
That's not very nice.
Didn't pay attention to it.
I knew. While we were watching this match, I was talking to the people who were at my place, and I was just like, I can guarantee you, B-Rob is taking a shit right now. Like he's not watching this match.
Yeah, I mean, I occupy my time with other things because, like, at this point in time, I think the air conditioner actually went out in my office, so I was taking electronics out of my office and bringing them in the living room so they won't melt in the heat.
That's fair. Yeah, just Samoa Joe and Chris Jericho in the same match is a perfect cocktail for you to not give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, for real. But like, what I will say, like, you have these trios of people leading them that I hate vehemently, so much. But if I had to pick a trio to like invest in or hang out with, I would probably pick Samoa Joe's group.
Hell yeah!
You kill, marry, fuck.
No, let's not do none of that.
Let's do all of that.
All right, Hook, I'm marrying.
Okay, so what's the other two?
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know I had to commit to the bit. Shit. Kill Samoa Joe, fuck Shibata.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think that's where I was leaning.
Yeah,
given the Mary Hook.
Well, especially since Shibata is already disloyal to his wife, so I can't marry him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's nice tidbit there. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Thank you. This is why people subscribe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. If you want more of this, subscribe to Didn't Get All of It Japan.
If you want me to replace Cody on the main show, please let it be known.
Quality analysis. I really liked when they all did their rear naked chokes.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
Like the giftable moments of all these matches thus far leading up to this point to where like you have the one match to where Hook did the walkaway spot.
Mm-hmm.
And Samoa Joe was like, oh, he did the thing. And then you had the next match where Shibata did the walkaway spot and Joe was like, oh, he did the thing. And then you had this match, the pinnacle, to where they both did the walkaway spot at the same time. And Joe was like, yeah.
That's good stuff.
And then Hook did the Saito suplex on Jeff Cobb, which is fucking nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did love, at the finish, after the bell rang and Joe, Hook, and Shibata won. I did love the very quick crash zoom to Taz to see his reaction.
Yeah, I did.
Mm-hmm.
He was just awesome. Like, excellent.
Yeah.
And also speaking of the finish, I mean, Jericho took the clean pin from Hook.
Yeah.
Well, that surprised me a little bit.
Well, now because he gets it twisted as he taught Hook how to do it, and he's a successful learner of the learning tree.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that's how this all started. That's how all this started.
Shit.
Yeah. But that's the thing, though, is like Jericho, and I keep saying that Jericho is on a repentance tour or whatever. He's just like, look, I'm doing the thing so you can love me. Fuck Jericho.
Why is he Professor Snape?
I don't know. I mean, Professor Snape is dead, so Jericho
can't
be him.
Spoilers.
Yeah, too soon.
We miss Alan Rickman.
Yes. Well, speaking of people falling from things, we had the ladder match. His character from
from
Die Hard.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. All right. A bit of a stretch, but yeah, sure.
It wasn't a stretch. You just didn't know what movie I was talking about.
I know.
Anyway.
Fuck you. All right, go ahead.
I mean, you might as well have said, speaking of dudes who don't have a penis.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Who in this match are you referring to?
Alan Rickman and Dogma.
Alan Rickman, yeah.
No, I'm talking about in the match.
Well, I mean, let's see.
Don't make me do this. I just wanted to reference Dogma. That's all I wanted.
Which the rights have been purchased by another company, and they're going to get a re-release and a remaster.
Yes, very excited.
I wish we could re-release this podcast.
All right, let's start over. 3, 2, 1.
Happy Video Day.
All right, anyway, we got the goddamn ladder match for the vacant AEW TNT Championship. I don't know why that's a mouthful to say. Just too many acronyms. We had Jack Perry versus Konosuke Takeshita. Mark Briscoe, which is the ROH World Champion. It's wild to say that he's going for a mid-card title. Dante Martin, Leo Rush, and El Phantasmo.
Well, so why is it wild to say that? Is it because the ROH World title is also a mid-card title?
Remember when NXT champion Kevin Owens challenged for the US title?
But he was a world title. Oh, yeah, I
Is
guess.
the ROH title not a world title?
Well, NXT isn't the world title, so let me take that back. ROH is a world title, which
The NXT title was defended in Japan by that point, no?
but it still hadn't got the official title. It's just the NXT title. Anyway, semantics, bunch of bullshit or whatever. I mean, you put the world title on this dude, and you got him in the ladder match with these whole young guys or whatever. I mean, it's like, to me, it's like pity party Mark Briscoe type shit. You know, my brother did, so now you just gonna do all kind of stuff with me or whatever.
Well, I think he's a good wrestler.
He is, but it's like
it's
that's how they portray it. I don't know. I might be looking too deep into it, but like, he is a fun promo. This match was chaotic, a lot of crashing, a lot of burning, crashing and burning.
Yeah, as you expect.
This is my favorite match of the night.
Tell
Interesting.
me why.
I think they did a lot of neat stuff that I hadn't seen in a ladder match. That's very rare to say, especially in 2024. How many goddamn ladder matches there are in a year?
Mm-hmm.
They did a lot of cool creative spots. Everyone got their shine. Everyone got to do something unique, more or less. I think everyone looked good coming out of it, more or less.
Yes.
I think Konosuke Takeshita is the coolest wrestler in the world.
Yes.
Yeah, this easily was my favorite match of the night.
Noah, can you give me some thoughts?
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff in this. A lot of creative, Lego like stacking of ladders in this match.
Which like they gave you some I guess you knew
visual
there was going to
cues.
be some visual cues, because you had the stark contrast with the silver ladders and the black
the work
ladders.
ladders and the actual little like sturdy ladders. Yeah,
this was for climbing. This is for plunder.
But even then, the silver ones like broke, like they were like made out of like trash cans.
yeah.
Those
like
are the ladders that
still.
Booker T uses at his promotion.
Yeah. But yeah, like the ladder that was stacked on like from the outside to the turnbuckle to the ladder that was like bridged out from the turnbuckle to the standing ladder. And just like, running it all the way up, that was fun. You had stuff like, an unfortunate spot like Mark Briscoe jumping from the top of the ladder on the outside to attempt to send someone through a table, but just kind of bonked his head off the table.
I just think there was a lot of people were equating that to like Edge doing the falling nothing.
No, it's not.
No,
he just didn't have enough room. No, he
Yeah.
didn't have enough room. The people just being dumb.
Well, I think also like he didn't like get enough distance off the jump because he was at the top of the ladder. So he
would you say he didn't get all of it?
He did not. I wish someone on the show would said that.
Yeah, it sure would be nice.
But then you had an unfortunate spot like that. But then you had Konosuke Takeshita taking El Phantasmo and just disintegrating two tables like you've never seen before with a Blue Thunder bomb. Holy shit!
Because it's usually whenever they set like the two table spots, at least one of them doesn't break because they'll land more on one than the other.
And
and this time they just blew them apart.
Yeah, and you know what was cool about that? I did not, within the viewing of this match, see them set that shit up.
Right.
Yeah, it just
Like-
kind of happened.
It was like they was on the edge of the ring apron, tussling and everything, and then you get a pan out, and it was like, oh shit, there's 2 tables there.
Yeah, and then like Leo Rush was there. It's fun seeing him be all agile. I did like he did his thing where he bounces on like 3 different ropes, kind of like being going from one like like the top
Evasion.
left, the bottom, and then just got a ladder thrown in his face. I thought it was funny.
Yes. So, other than the eventual winner, who do you believe was the MVP of this match?
Konosuke.
Yeah, Konosuke.
Yeah,
Either
that's
Konosuke
pretty
or
easy.
honestly Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe did a lot of cool stuff too, I thought.
Word.
And then, like we mentioned earlier, Dante Martin had some interesting selling spots on his landings.
Yeah.
He was watching Bryan Danielson tapes.
Yeah.
And it was like delayed too, because it was like, ow. Ow! Crazy shit. But
Yep.
the eventual winner of this match would be one Jack Perry, which a lot of us predicted.
Yeah,
I
the right
think
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, the right guy won.
Mhm. In storyline purposes, yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
makes sense.
But, I mean, fun match. But if we have no more to talk about or no more thoughts on that, we want to move into the next match.
Talk
which
about a
is-
less fun match.
Really?
Now we got some things
Ooh.
we got some things to talk about here.
Okay.
So this is a
Interesting.
winner takes all match, and it is Mercedes Moné versus Stephanie Vacour for
This was a hard carry job by Stephanie.
Yes.
Yes. So, all right. I mean, like I said, winner takes all is for the New Japan Strong title and the AEW TBS Championship. Let's just dive right into it or whatever, because I want to say this as well. I mean, it became a point. Noah, I know you can catch this reference or whatever, because me and you talked about it specifically on our pod at one point. Remember the time in NXT, and I know it's weird to say that. Remember the time in NXT. Use your brain, use your time machine. When they had the gamer girl that they've been doing the hype up packages for or whatever. Like she was like a freaking
Wait.
cyber gamer girl.
Roxanne.
Oh,
or whatever.
that girl. Okay, so when you say gamer girl, I thought you meant like when they first were introducing Roxanne.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
that too.
no. I would have said Roxanne.
Yeah.
But nah,
The girl with like the jacket and the shades and
the jacket,
yeah,
the shades. She was like
she looked like she's from
cyberpunk,
the Matrix.
doing
Yeah.
hacking things or whatever. They
What the
hyped
fuck
her
is
up.
that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yo,
They hyped
It's weird.
anyway, they hyped her up for so many weeks. And once she finally got into, her first match, it was against somebody that they had no hype of. We had not seen on NXT previously. It was like her first match. And that girl outshined the one that they've been hyping up for months. And we eventually never saw the Matrix freaking cyberpunk girl ever again on TV.
Yeah.
This is that instance to where you brought in Stephanie and you've been hyping up Mercedes Moné for months and months and months and months. And you finally get her in the ring to do some things that we eventually knew that the end result was going to happen. And Stephanie outshined it all steps of the way. To
And
the
be
point,
fair,
to the
I feel-
point to where the crowd turned on Mercedes.
Oh my
that
god.
that was more just them shitting on Boston, I feel like.
I think that was also maybe some damage control from from
Damage
commentary.
control. Yeah.
That's a different show.
Yeah,
Damage
well, I
control.
mean, they were chanting like sports team stuff, but
That's for true. Fuck Boston.
I also feel like there was just a bit of a rejection of Mercedes happening. Like it was just wild. Like she had Stephanie in a submission hold, and there was just a chorus of boos, and I was like, oh my god, like what's happening?
Yeah. So if you don't throw the bag at Stephanie right now,
She had such an aura to her.
hey,
Oh,
you
yeah.
stop that shit.
I said the word.
You stop that shit.
Ara. I mean, to be fair, B-Rob, they did a decent job hyping up Stephanie too. Like that video package was great. They
did not have to try hard.
Collision. That's the other thing. She just looks amazing.
When she first came out there, the very first time, I forget when that was, when she stood on the stage, held up the title, said
that
no
was
words.
Like right after Double or Nothing.
Yeah. Said no words. That was all we needed. There was no more needed to be added.
She's got that.
She's a bad bitch. Here you go.
Yeah, she's got that Bianca Belair factor where just like you look at her and you immediately understand everything about her character. Like, oh, okay, I get it.
You're a person. I want you to be my wife.
Yeah.
Yes, I echo that sentiment. But like, Stephanie outshined her in every aspect of this match.
Which is a shame because like I liked Mercedes' last two matches. I really liked the Willow match. And I liked the match against her tag partner. Well, she had the match against Anna Jay was fine, but it's like she's been fine. It's not like she's been bad or anything in AEW. It's just like I don't know.
She just went up against a superior talent,
right?
But and then the cracks would start to show because once the crowd started rejecting her, she started showing her hand. She was like, "Oh, this shit is getting to me, and I don't like it."
She shouldn't. She needed to pivot immediately. I think she needed to pivot into playing the heel. Call an audible. I think that's like the smart thing would have been to, all right, you're gonna shit on me, fuck it, you already hate me. And especially with what happened after the match, I think would have played into that way better.
Hell yeah. Well, what did happen is let's Kaz, you have some more thoughts.
I'm just kind of fascinated by I didn't have any of the problems with Mercedes. I like everything you said about Stephanie Vaquer is true. She's excellent. And she comes off as a star. But I thought Mercedes does too. Like you said, the last couple of matches she's had have been great. Her promos I think have gotten better. Because she's been getting used to that style. But I thought she was just as good in this match. I thought she was crisp with her holds. I mean, I thought she did there was one lull spot that we talked about that just seemed like they were kind of killing time a little bit. Yeah. But none of that bothered me really.
But this is the thing. This is the thing. There was parts in this match, and I don't know if you remember, but we pointed them out to where Mercedes fucked up, and Stephanie, being the veteran or just like the superior performer that she is, she fixed those mistakes with her in-ring performance, and that's the mark of a superior talent. To where it would have been, if this was a different opponent, it would have been all right, we fucked up, let's repeat the spot, let's do it again. Yeah, to where they compensated, and that was on the strength of Stephanie in this.
But to make that switch, you got to have both of them realizing there's a mistake to switch.
Yeah, and Stephanie took charge in that. It's all right, let me fix this.
But still, Mercedes doesn't also realize that she's going to screw it up again. I mean, I think it still takes two that way too. We've seen matches where about the person we're about to talk about.
Oh boy,
where they've had repeated spots because they didn't know what the hell to do. Yeah. But I was just kind of fascinated because I didn't have any of the problems with that, and I think Mercedes. And historically, Mercedes has been better as a heel anyway. So I think that's the way to go with it. And then.
Anything about her character anyway doesn't speak face to me anyway.
So, I'm rich. I like money.
Yeah,
that's right.
Very, very babyface stuff.
Yeah. But speaking of after the match, we get the return of Britt Baker, DMD, to a huge pop.
How upset I was! This wasn't Jamie Hayter.
Same.
There's that too. Yeah.
She's clearly Britt Baker has not eaten a single carb since she went away.
Yeah, she even hit in the gym.
No carbs. Raided the Hardy Boys locker before they left.
So to quote someone that gets on my goddamn nerves, but it's always funny to me when he says it. He was eating. She wasn't eating bread. She wasn't drinking water. It was just meat.
Yeah.
Who says that?
Booker T.
Oh, that's why I don't know it. Okay.
Oh, so I had to say it in the funny voice. He's like, no bread, no water, just meat.
Oh, I like it now.
I like it.
Nah, I don't like
Oh
that.
yeah.
Speaking of things that people may not have liked, we're going to talk about our co-main event and main
We're
event.
just brushing over Britt coming back.
We just talked about it.
I know. I just feel like there's some big implications. I don't know. I feel like it's like.
Well, tell me more, because you fucked up a great transition to a break.
I'm sorry. I don't know. It just feels like a big marquee match, but it also feels like two big egos are going to clash, and it seems like a mess waiting to happen.
See, I think it's going to be excellent. I think this is going to be closer to that Britt Baker Thunder Rosa match that everybody loved.
But that was like a hardcore lights out match.
Yeah, do that. Absolutely do that.
Britt's specialty is clearly hardcore.
Yeah.
I've never seen Mercedes do a hardcore match.
Hell in a Cell?
Yeah.
I wouldn't really consider that a WWE hardcore match. That's different.
I think that's the way to go. I think that's going to put them in the best position.
But that's a criticism or a gripe some people had or may have, to where like, all right, you can't do a good match unless you do shenanigans stipulation bullshit.
Yeah, but that's wrestling. You hide the negatives and accentuate the positives.
I mean, the Sandman isn't gonna be as good in a ring with like Zack Sabre Jr. in a regular match unless he's in like Singapore King match with him.
Paul would love that.
I would
love that.
I think we all would.
Yeah,
book that for I guess the thing we should probably talk about, because they announced it right before this next match.
Well, yeah. Do you want to talk about it when we come back, or you want to
let's do that. Yeah, let's go and take the break. We'll come back on it.
Well, yeah. Since Will shit all over my perfect transition, we're gonna take a break right now, and when we come back, we'll talk about the co-main event and the main event for the AEW World Title. All that and more after the break.
Introducing the newest show from Fatal 4 Podcasts, it's Didn't Get All of It Japan. Spinning off from the Didn't Get All of It podcast, we bring you a look at the most important happenings to come out of the world of Japanese pro wrestling. That's right, a podcast about a niche subject in 2024. Who would ever think of such a thing?
Make your podcast feed in Gobre Nabare with wrestling talk covering all the biggest happenings on the Japanese wrestling calendar.
I'm Kaz, first-time podcast host, amateur cook. I'm both a lover and a fighter. You might say I love wrestling and romance.
I'm B-Rob, veteran podcaster, but a young lion in my fandom of Japanese professional wrestling.
I'm Will. I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Subscribe and make us part of your regular podcast listening, and stay up to date with matters of the world of Japanese professional wrestling.
Available wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe to us on Patreon at patreon.com/fatal4pod for only $3 a month to support the show, get ad-free episodes, and join the community in our Discord channel.
Follow us on your favorite social platforms at Fatal4Pod. That's Fatal F-O-U-R Pod for updates. We'll see you on the King's Road.
And we're back. Before we talk about the co-main event and the main event, we had a major announcement. Long gone is the days of New Japan shitting on Pro Wrestling Noah the night after Wrestle Kingdom. We now have Wrestle Dynasty, show headlined by New Japan, AEW, Ring of Honor, CMLL, and Stardom.
Wild.
So it turns out this is not going to be the only time when Didn't Get All of It and Didn't Get All of It Japan crossover.
Yeah.
Yes.
We get to do it twice a year now.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's if it if it's a yearly thing.
This thing interests me for a couple reasons. Not just for, it's a big show. It's the show after.
God, we made this thing.
Yeah, you both suck. But it's like I said, it's the night after Wrestle Kingdom, New Japan's biggest show of the year.
Yeah.
Where, they have not sold that building out in a number of years with Wrestle Kingdom. Mm-hmm. I'm very curious what the ticket sales for the Wrestle Dynasty show are going to be like.
Mm-hmm.
I found it interesting they specifically mentioned Ring of Honor being part of this.
Yeah, that's going to be the Rambo part.
For the ROH title.
Yes.
Yeah, so Clunoian are people who may not know what a Rambo is.
It's basically just a pre-show battle royal of people who don't make the main card.
Okay.
And a few people who you did not expect to see and honestly probably don't want to see. It's kind of how the Rambo goes. It's going to be a bunch of I imagine it's going to be it'll be the return of Cheeseburger or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember when we reunited the NWO and Cheeseburger joined the NWO?
Wow. So just so I understand this properly, so this it's a big crossover show. I'm assuming it's produced by New Japan.
I would assume because I don't see
Japan.
why you wouldn't use their production staff there because they're going to already be there.
They should.
So it's like a Forbidden Door, but the door swings the other way. Where it's more like instead of this show where it's New Japan talent showing up on an AEW produced pay-per-view, this is the other way where it's AEW talent and a bunch of other stuff going to a Japanese produced show.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
Correct.
Which I think this is going to be a really good test of how much the Japanese audience really is into the American companies.
Yeah.
Because I'm very curious how, because it's like for like All In, they sold out Wembley, but that's, it's a UK audience that is, even though it's multiple countries, it's all these countries that are still pretty close comparatively, where you can get people from everywhere.
We should also clarify it's Duranbo, which means to run riot in Japanese, but we call it Duranbo.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Duranbo.
But also like, we're getting that on the opposite spectrum over here to Kaz's point or whatever, to where like, we're doing an American show and we're inviting the, other people in or whatever. And like, we kind of getting like a sour taste being spoiled entitled Americans and whatnot. So like, you got people like poo-pooing on Naito and, which we're about to do.
Oh yes, we are. But yeah, I'm. If this,
but Naito on the other end of the spectrum in Japan, that's going to be a whole different ball game.
Yeah, but I would just be curious if somehow Wrestle Dynasty outdrew Wrestle Kingdom.
I guess we should look at the.
I wonder what
shows as maybe a frame of reference of what those shows could do.
Yeah.
Also, the recent like all together shows have been doing god awful.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that could be a framework. Well, I guess it's different entities. So there's like different, all these American guys and all these Lucha guys. So I guess like you take minor frames of reference and kind of figure out from there.
Yeah, that to me, whenever they announced it, was one of the most interesting parts to me. It's just how well will this show draw compared to Wrestle Kingdom? Is it going to be a similar like 35, 40K? Or are they going to do better? Or are they going to do worse? I mean, I'm very curious about that.
Yeah. And then like, I know they've done this in the past to where like they did Wrestle Kingdom for 2 nights. And does that still affect New Year's Dash, or would this Wrestle Dynasty replace New Year's Dash? Because it's right after Wrestle Kingdom.
I always love New Year's Dash. But it wouldn't surprise me. Because Dash is always just a fun mystery card show after Wrestle Kingdom,
right?
But I think they did Dash with the two night Wrestle Kingdoms.
They did it. I remember when Omega came back. They did the Okada Omega tag match.
Yes, they did. Yeah. So Dash is probably okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, that was my biggest curiosity. But I think with that, I think we can move on to our co-main event.
Yes.
For the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, Jon Moxley, Tetsuya Naito. Holy fucking shit!
Well, I remember Naito did an interview where he said he hated coming to America, specifically Ring of Honor, because there was like no pageantry and it was this little rinky-dink arenas that they wrestled in.
Well, do you think he liked coming to America too?
Well, so then I was going to get to the point where it seems like, okay, now you're in this bigger stage, in a big, nice arena, clearly an audience. I just think man's a liar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think bros does not care. I'm shocked he even went shirtless for this.
Man, I just don't even know if it's that.
I knew this was going downhill when JR tried describing how the Destino would work. Did you hear that?
No.
He's like,
I tried to tune him out.
When he hits the Destino, the inverted flipping neck breaker maneuver. It's like you knew he was trying to describe something, but had no clue what it was.
So
yeah, which is weird because it's not like he's never seen it before. He's called Naito matches.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about another awful JR call later too. But
well, let me tell you,
this match, man.
Yeah, let me tell you something. 15 matches on this card, including the pre-show. This was a match, other than the Jericho match, that I had no interest in.
I think it needed a stipulation.
Yeah, the stipulation was like, this shit shouldn't have happened.
Well, no, I mean, like, I feel like you need, like, make it a Texas Death Match, make it a no DQ, do something, like, liven it up a little. Especially when you're this deep into this card, and you're putting on this, I think you need something to liven it.
I'll tell you this, though.
It should have been a stem treatment on a pole match for his knees.
You say that, I think weirdly, this match worked for this card just because it gave the crowd some time to decompress a little bit. Yeah, because this match was just bland as shit. We've got a problem.
Yes.
Wrestle Kingdom?
Not even, man, before that, we've got a problem for G1.
Yes, because Naito has to suffer through all of that shit.
Yeah. How the hell is he getting through a G1? He looked awful.
He get hurt night 2 and then get pulled out for the rest of the tournament.
But why do that? Just
could have kept it on Mox.
I also didn't want that, but
tell me why.
Because I just don't want the time. Because then we're just going to get the same Mox match too. Because he's kind of gotten in a bit of a rut with these kind of matches where he just kind of does the exact same thing. I think he needs to be back in AEW with people who kind of push him a little more.
News flash, buddy. This is AEW.
Well, I'm saying I don't want him in New Japan where he's just wrestling young guys where he can kind of phone it in.
I mean, to your point, he's been doing that for a good little while. Noah, thoughts?
Yeah, I was not very sports entertained by this match.
Yeah.
Still a very, very deliberate, very slow moving, not
because
really
it wasn't deliberately. It was like he had no choice.
Yeah, it had a cool entrance. I mean, I thought Moxley's entrance was very cool with like his New Japan jacket and stuff. But and
I'm surprised they didn't have Shooter with him.
It reminded me of
he's out injured. So
right, sorry, we talked about that in the group chat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which you can hear more about on Didn't Get All of It Japan whenever we record our next episode.
But as this match went on, I could really feel like the people I had over were like, okay, when are we getting to the actual main event here? Like kind of, wanting to skip this one.
Yeah. I mean, once this match got started, I was just like, please end it. Pretty please.
Yeah, it had, I'm looking at the time. It had no business going as long as
17
almost every that's way too long for this match.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I mean, enough shitting on that because God, like Cass said, but those of us who are going to be covering and watching the G1, this is going to be a painful thing.
I think, especially
for him and us.
Wrestle Kingdom is going to be real painful.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about that when we talk G1 in a couple of weeks, but I have opinions on that. But so Naito takes the belt back. He's taking it back to Japan,
and we knew that.
Yeah,
yeah.
Even though they did set up, which I did appreciate, that Naito said he would give Mox his spot if he won.
Yeah,
I thought that was.
He's like, I don't want to do this shit. Here, take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, finger poke of doom, which should have happened. Noah, could you cue us up for the main event of the card, please?
Yes, and folks, would you believe it? Swerve Strickland versus Will Ospreay for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Would you believe that Will Ospreay in a pay-per-view match yet again has a potential like match of the year? Like,
I thought
holy
this
shit.
was swell.
Yeah, like, God. I mean, obviously, like Swerve too. Like they both just the sequence. I think that really, had everyone kind of stand up and take notice was the missed house call into the missed hidden blade sequence.
Yes.
We're just like, oh shit, like stuff's turning up here. Let's go.
I think my one complaint, it's a very minor nitpick, the Don Callis stuff, which I get they're probably leading into storyline stuff.
Yeah, lore.
Especially with Kyle Fletcher being his only twin friend standing out there with him. I think that kind of didn't need to happen. It kind of killed the flow of the match a little for me.
I did like the drama though of him having, the screwdriver and go like, do I do it or don't I?
I don't know. It didn't feel in character. If I'm going to murder Nana, what did Nana ever do to you?
Well, I think he was doing it because he was pressured by. Well, he was pressured by Callis.
Oh, big pressure.
Yeah, but you could also,
See what you
they've been teasing that like Will is not.
Oh yeah,
unhinged. He's not in Callis's pocket like the other two are lately.
I'm kind of hoping Mark Davis is on his way back because that'd be.
Oh yeah,
that'd be nice.
That's Noah's favorite because he got the dump truck.
Yeah, Dunkzilla.
Oh yeah, cake.
Noah's junk food of the week.
Yeah. Freaking Aussie open cake.
You're welcome.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But yeah, this match was fucking real good. Just gosh, what was it? Oh yeah, the tease of the Tiger Driver.
Yes.
Like even like Ospreay, looking into camera and going like, "It's time for the Tiger Driver. I'm gonna kill this man."
Yeah, we knew it was going to happen too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we spoke about this many a time.
That might be another complaint now.
Tell me more.
I feel like he needs to have done that more than just the once.
But he almost murdered a man with it.
Right, but that's just once. Like, you remember?
No.
Do you remember when Billy Kidman did the shooting star angle, the same angle, where it was the shooting star and he killed Chavo? But he was.
But Billy Kidman just sucked at it. That
was true. Yes, but also the story worked where it was like, I'm hesitant because at least he's done it multiple times. It's like I feel like I haven't seen him do the Tiger Driver enough to justify, other than the one incident. Like if he did it again and it almost killed someone.
Well, but that's the thing. He's done it a whole bunch, but we hadn't seen it a whole bunch here.
Right. No, I'm saying we haven't seen it. Like.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like for the general audience, like I feel like
it
doesn't have the same impact where it's like, all right, you almost killed Danielson, but Danielson sells death in every move. So it's like, if he hit someone else, maybe it's like working TV and like.
So this is hard though, because we live in an age to where we live in a society where like we have access to everything at all times at a stroke of a button, a click of a mouse, or anything like that. So it's just like,
I don't know what you're doing with your buttons. I push my buttons.
Yeah, but like it's a given that like this content is out there for viewing. It's out there to be accessed. It's just like, why I have to do all what Will is saying or whatever. It's just like, it's out there. You can find this stuff. But then again, you got people like Cody and Paul. If it ain't
right, I'm saying, if I'm not obligated to go out of my way to watch these other Ospreay matches, if I don't want to, and I only watch what's on TV.
Yeah, because it's like, I'm doing cool shit in front of your eyes right now. Why wouldn't you go sort out more of me? It's like, I guess the thing.
Yeah, not everyone has the time to sit down and consume that much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's a very minor nitpick. These are just my issues, minor things that didn't really like affect the overall match for me. But it's just like, I don't know. I feel like these are things that could be improved on.
Mm-hmm. So, Kaz, what are your thoughts?
I mean, this was everything you thought it was going to be and more. I mean, honestly, I thought they pulled out a better match than even I thought it was going to be. I mean, they've worked before and on the indies, but I mean, I've seen a little bit of that, and and I thought this is both of them in their prime.
Yeah, the last time I seen these two together, they were dancing.
Yes, yeah,
literally dancing.
I'm glad they didn't redo that spot.
Give it time.
Yeah, I'm sure probably eventually. Yeah, but I mean, that I bit on the ending. I bit on the Stormbreaker. I thought he had him. I was shocked. And then I thought Swerve had him.
Hitting the hidden blade.
Yeah, I
Swerve
thought
with the hidden blade.
That's a great finish, and then he kicks out of that. I mean, I don't have any. I mean, if somebody says at the end of the year that was the best match of the year, I don't think I can argue that. But I've also said that about the last 3 Swerve and Ospreay matches. Like we're gonna have. It's gonna be just an absurd amount of match of the year contenders that
my
are
match
just
of the year is the Awesome Truth versus the Judgment Day.
Listen, if that's your choice, then
I'll do my count.
You can leave the show.
Yeah, everybody can be right.
Yeah,
but I mean, just Will being out of it and just facing the opposite way, trying to prepare for the hidden blade and just not being able to quite pull it off.
Listen, I'll tell you, I both love and hate the blind hidden blade spots because they just look so brutal.
Well, I hate the fucking blind hook kicks.
But they always look amazing.
Yeah, and then Kaz, you heard me in the chat when he was sitting there on the ground all loopy and delirium or whatever. I was like, "I'm sorry, I love you."
Yeah,
the last house call.
Yes, it had a very similar thought. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think you can say enough about how good those two work together. I can't imagine this is the last time we'll see them have a match.
Well, I think for a while at least, maybe.
Yeah, I definitely think you keep them apart for a little bit.
Yeah,
but.
and I keep telling you, I mean, this is where Will Ospreay descent into madness starts. Because I believe there's still going to be some stuff with him and Kyle Fletcher.
After he drops the title to Garcia.
Yeah.
You think he drops the belt?
Oh, 100%.
Hey.
I would have thought it would be Ospreay and MJF for the belt at Wembley.
No, I think it's a non-title.
That's this Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
That was a very funny cut to Garcia up in the rafters.
Once they figured out the right camera angle,
yeah, they kind of had to find it, but also just sassy Garcia up there watching the match.
The all of our that guy.
Yeah.
Noah, one thing I have to ask you about this match: were you prepared for Jim Jones to do the intro? Jim Jones from Dipset fame.
I'm not familiar, actually.
What?
Yeah.
Ballin'? No, nothing. Doesn't ring a bell.
One of the people.
How do you reference Dipset and not reference a Dipset song?
Well, but that's what he did at the show.
No, I get that, but still.
One of the people I had
over
knew it, but I did not.
They all run together anyway.
Do you think Jim Ross was the big Dipset guy?
God, I'm so upset that they woke him up from his nap for these two last.
This guy behind us sure has had too many, don't you think?
Oh, it's talking about the beer before the finish.
And
I'm so fucking funny.
Why would you say that on air? You have a mute button.
Fuck all that. But this match was great. These two are next level talent, especially in this company. It's where do we go from here after you put on a match like this? I mean, obviously Kenny down the road. I mean, you can sprinkle some MJF in there, but
I mean, it seems like we're heading for Hangman.
Yeah, but
and that's listen, this Wednesday's gonna be that's gonna be a hell of a thing.
But if you tell me it's Danielson,
but also if you tell me it's Chef Jarrett, I'm in.
No, let's not do that.
Also true.
Let's not do that.
TNA will reign supreme eventually.
TNA wins again.
Mm-hmm. And we got some other TNA stuff to talk about on the show proper coming up. But, I mean, that remains to be seen. Overall, I'm going to go around the horn to my virtual left, Kaz. If you could, what are your thoughts on this show overall?
I don't think there was a match that I didn't have something that I liked about it. I mean, certainly there were your negatives, with the Naito stuff and all that. But I thought it was about as solid a Forbidden Door as any of the other ones. I mean, especially I thought this had the best build-up of any of them so far. So I was very happy coming away from it. Also, it did run all the way to midnight like we were afraid it was going to. It was actually short. It was actually really well paced. Mm-hmm. So I thought overall I was very happy with it.
All right. To my virtual right, Will, what are your thoughts?
To me, this was the weakest of the 3 Forbidden Doors. I think the build was the best. Oh. But I think overall, this is the weakest of those shows. I also think this might be AEW's weakest pay-per-view yet. Not to say it was a bad show.
Did you see World's End?
This year.
Oh, this year.
Yeah.
That's fair.
This year so far, I think it's definitely the weakest. Maybe regretting dropping the 50 on. Don't get me wrong, I still had a fun time, so enjoyed a lot of the stuff. There's still some really good stuff on here. But this is probably the weakest of the 3 and the weakest of the year so far.
Okay.
Mind you, I also just bought Grand Slam tickets, so.
All right. And the most precious boy in professional wrestling podcast, Noah, what do you think?
Yeah, I thought it was solid. I think I do think I liked last year's better, but I thought it was a totally, solid card. I had a fun time. I had a fun time watching some matches that some people didn't like so much. Like I feel like I'm kind of alone liking that Learning Tree and Samoa Joe match, even though I don't like Jericho and his shit right now. It's the same thing with that street fight he had with Shibata. Mm-hmm. Like, damn, I hate him, but God, I'm entertained by that match. So I guess he got me. But yeah, solid show. B minus, let's say.
Mm-hmm. And V Rob gives it a good grade too. It was a great show. The things that I enjoyed most about it were the main event. Stephanie, just oh my goodness, Hechicero tearing it up. I mean, it's something for everybody on this card or whatever, and everybody is me except for Chris Jericho and them. Fuck that guy. But yeah, I mean, that has been Forbidden Door 2024, and I mean, just look out for us on social media. Look for Fatal 4 Pod on various social media platforms. Go to fatal4pod.com. That's FOUR. And join a Patreon. That $3 a month stretches out a long way. It helps us produce this thing and do some cool stuff. And like I said, the Discord alone is well worth the cost of admission. So once again, go to fatal4pod.com and find out some more details. And join us Friday mornings for Didn't Get All of It Pod proper, and semi-weekly or bi-weekly for Didn't Get All of It Japan. Like I said, monitor the socials and you get all that information. And that's it. We'll see you next time, and peace. Goodbye.